Hi everyone, I'm Casey Williams. Back in 1997, Lincoln had a pretty good idea. Well, this one turned out to be a pretty good idea. They took the Ford Expedition, put some chrome trim on it, luxed out the interior, and ended up with a very nice full-size SUV, basically creating the luxury SUV market in the United States. Well, since then, a lot of people have followed. We've had the Cadillac Escalade, which is really the dominant force in that market now. You have Range Rover, Mercedes-Benz, and even Lexus in the full-size SUV market. And since then, Lincoln has not really kept pace with the changes. They made an upgrade about 15 years ago, and since then it's been minor trim changes. But as we get ready for an all-new aluminum-bodied Lincoln Navigator, a lot of changes were made for 2015. And it turns out it's actually a much nicer vehicle than you might suspect. Well, the biggest advancement to the 2015 Navigator is what's under the hood. Lincoln finally installed a version of Ford's 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 engine. A Navigator trim produces 380 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, and gets a very full-size 15 miles per gallon in the city, 20 miles per gallon on the highway. It connects to a 6-speed automatic transmission and an automatic 4-wheel drive system. Well, the basic design is almost 15 years old. It has aged pretty gracefully, and a lot of the updates keep it very current. You have the bell-weight grille from Lincoln sedans with a satin finish. Again, looks very classy, connects with the rest of the lineup. HID headlamps, LED driving lamps. Again, I think it looks a very nice fresh face on the car. Come around the side with the 22-inch alloy wheels, power running boards, make it easy to get in and out, but also keeps them out of the mud and the muck if you go off-roading with it. And it's really from this angle that you realize it is starting to get aged. It's just a big brick of a truck. When you come around back, full width tail lamps, again connecting to other Lincoln products. Power hatch, a little bit slow, but it gets there. And come on inside. And so you don't make the mistake that I made a little while ago. Don't press that button, because that's the button for the hatch. And it'd be nice if there was actually a button here like on most SUVs now. But on this side, you can power deploy the rear seats, the third row. Makes it pretty easy to get all your cargo in. The second row seats are manually adjustable, but you can flip them forward too, giving you a huge cavern to store things in. I think the interior is the biggest surprise to me in the Navigator. And there's some parts of it that are still feeling a little bit old, and some of the door designs feel a little bit cheap, some of the plastics. But overall, with the reserve package that this vehicle has, it does feel very upscale and very nice. This has Lincoln's twin cockpit design they've had for years, but they've done some very nice things. They put the stitching in, it feels very expensive, the leather. You got heated and cooled leather seats, the new Zercoat wood design that's really deep and really dark, and I think it's really pretty as well. I like that a lot. This has the THX certified sound system, and I honestly think it's probably about the best sound system I've ever heard in an SUV. The other thing I like about it, you've got volume down here, tuning, nice chrome knobs. It's very simple. Or you have Ford's sync system, and it's different zones. You can press the audio here. You got satellite radio, phone connections, navigation, and then all the climate controls here as well. So once you kind of use this a couple times, it's pretty easy to figure it out. All the buttons down here for the 4-wheel drive system and climate control as well. Deep cup holders. But some other things I like. I just like the big thick steering wheel. I like the wood on it. It feels very expensive. I like the dashboard, it's very clean, but you've got the LCD panels on the side of it with displays. So again, I think overall, I think it's a very comfortable place to ride, and a very surprising interior for what you might think as well. And again, I think driving the Navigator is something you really need to experience. A lot of the new SUVs, they have big wheels on them, they have very stiff suspensions, and they can ride kind of harsh, especially on rough city streets. But the Navigator never feels harsh. It has an independent rear suspension. It's got continuous damping, so it's got an electronic suspension system. But the steering's light, and the vehicle just rides. We're going over some bumps here, and it really just rides very nice. You can get on the interstate, you can drive for hours on end, and it's very comfortable. But the thing that really makes this truck unique, of course, is the turbocharged 6-cylinder engine. Lots of torque. Again, it makes going through city traffic a breeze, but you can also hook a very large trailer to the back of it, go down the interstate, and it just feels like it's got power all the time, very smooth. recent years, Lincoln's had a difficult time in the segment it created. Vehicles like the Cadillac Escalade, the Mercedes GL, and the Range Rover really do suck all the air out of the room in that market. But there's a lot to like in the Navigator as well. The styling looks very nice, the interior is very comfortable, it rides nice, drives nice, the independent rear suspension really handles the rough stuff very well, and the turbocharged 6-cylinder engine is available only in the Lincoln. You can't get anywhere else. So if you like the total package, it's really a very nice vehicle. We have a brand new aluminum bodied Navigator coming within the next year or two, and I promise you that's going to put them back talking class again. But in the meantime, a vehicle like this, you're looking at $62,500 thereabouts starting out. This one, just as it's equipped, just under $74,000. So compared to the vehicles I mentioned, it's also a pretty good value. Well, next week we'll have another exciting vehicle, and until then, storm forward.